Hi.
Hi.
Hi. I'm Joanna Angel.
They call me Small Hands. They call me Aaron. There's a few other names that we won't discuss. And who do we have with us today?
Alix Lynx.
Alix Lynx.
Alix Lynx.
Well, you are listening to Just the Tips. I read one of our comments on YouTube where I asked in the last episode if you're supposed to reintroduce yourself every episode, and a few people were like, yes, you are.
that.
Yeah, so I was doing that because we're professionals now.
Fucking professional.
Yeah, anyway.
It's like you don't trust me.
Yeah, that's what you said. No, and I realized on other podcasts they were doing the same thing. So, but yeah, let's not be one of those podcasts that just talks about other episodes of the podcast. I've actually seen that be a big complaint.
Well, and we have
days
Alix
with
Lynx
podcasts.
on,
Anyway.
so hello.
I was doing the intro. Yeah, hello.
It was a great intro.
It was a great intro, right? Did you feel welcome?
I do feel welcome.
Hi, Alix. Welcome. Thank you. It's good to see you.
I know, even though I just saw you recently. But you know what? It's never a bad time to see you.
Much.
Yeah,
But last
never
time we
too
saw
much.
each other, we were both naked.
Yes, we were.
And now we have clothes on.
And now we have clothes on. Isn't that something?
So kind of funny because me and Alix, we didn't know each other at all, like our entire careers.
Nope.
I really didn't know you at all.
Nope.
I'd heard your name.
Sure, same.
And we got to know each other in New York City. So I was actually very excited to have you on the podcast because once we got to know each other, and we've shot together for OnlyFans and stuff. But we just became like IRL friends, and we've talked about non-work things, hobbies and food and stuff like that. So I actually really don't know very much at all about your career.
Okay.
I really don't.
Isn't that funny?
Which I think is awesome. It's I know what kind of food you eat.
And likewise too.
Yeah.
You know what? That's funny. I've never thought of it that way, but that's so fucking true.
Yeah. It's like we're real friends or something. Yeah. So today I was thinking, I'm like, oh, it's actually going to be great to have her on the show because she can talk about her career that I actually don't know a ton about. I think this is how little I know. You're like a penthouse pet, right?
No.
No?
No,
Okay, I'm
even
wrong.
though I'm trying
You
to be.
look like
why
one.
have you
We're manifesting it. We're manifesting.
I'm working on it. Yeah, I'm working on that, and I want to do that, and hustler, and play whatever the fuck Playboy's doing.
Yeah, whatever
right now.
Playboy
I'm
is,
assuming I
yeah.
can swear on this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm in trouble.
Yeah. No. Well, tell me about your career. I know you only do girl
Yeah.
now, but you didn't always just do girl.
No, and I kind of just slowed down because I'm the type of person I'm a sensitive little flower, and I did so much boy girl. It just it was so much on my body, and I was just I don't need to do this,
Right.
So I'm gonna take a break.
You're gonna take a break. I'm surprised you guys didn't wind up crossing paths.
I know.
What years were you doing the boys?
2015 through 2020.
I mean, yeah, that I am surprised. It's just
right?
I call it the Russian roulette of porn. You throw the dice in, and whatever number it lands on, and sometimes you'll hit the same number a few times. Sometimes you won't at all.
Totally.
Well, either way, it's great to see you.
Yes.
So what year did you get into the business?
So I got in 2014. I started off as a My Free Cams model.
Okay.
So, and before that, so I went to college. I got a bachelor's. I have a master's degree. I did my normal 9 to 5 job for a couple
What was
years.
your 9 to 5 job?
Marketing, PR marketing.
Okay.
I fucking hated it with every fiber of my being. I learned a lot, but on the flip side of that, sitting at a desk for 8 hours a day, 30-minute lunch break, 5 days a week, every day's the fucking same. I wanted to jump off a building.
Soul-sucking.
It was soul-sucking. And I thought something was wrong with me because everyone I knew, that's what they did and that's what everyone was doing. And I was like, is there something defective in me? I truly thought that way because no one around me was
Everyone was loving it.
I don't know if they were loving it. It seemed like they were,
just,
but later
accepted their fate.
Correct. And later now, at this point in life, people, a lot of people are not very happy with that path, but you know, to each their own. But I was like, something's wrong with me, whatever. So ultimately I ended up getting laid off from that job because the firm, it was a small boutique agency. They lost a couple clients, or we can't really pay you anymore, so we gotta lay you off for now. I'm like, cool. I was fucking devastated because I was like, I've never been laid off before, whatever. But So then I started like doing freelance PR work from home, and I was like, oh, cool. Like, I like to be home. I like to work but for myself. Like, I don't like to have a boss, and I kind of like learned some stuff about myself in that way, like that kind of stuff. And then I was at a party, and I was just talking to one of my guy friends. I was probably 22 or 23 at the time, and he was just like offhandedly talking about my free cams. He's like, oh, like, yeah, like I go on this website, My Free Cams, and the girls just like sit around in their underwear, and like they get paid really well. They don't leave their house. And he's just like telling me this, but I'm like, ding, ding, ding. So I look it up, and I'm like, I kind of like was like a little voyeur.
Like, I have underwear.
Yeah.
I
like,
have a house.
Yeah. I was looking at like the girls' rooms, and I was like, oh my God, I could totally do this. And I've always loved like being in front of the camera, and like, you know, like I went to school for broadcast journalism. I was wanted to be a news anchor once upon a time. And then I realized like how much work and how little pay it is. And I was like, fuck that. And you have to get up at like 3 a.m. like wild.
Yeah. Right.
So, so yeah, I went on. So ultimately, like after, long story short, after bouncing back and forth, because I'm like, if I'm on My Free Cams one time, someone go find out, and then everyone go find out. So I was like, I got to really like be able to get behind whether or not I want to like leave this corporate world entirely. So I had to like think about it for a minute, and then I was like, fuck it, YOLO, literally. So I applied, I got accepted, I built my profile. I started off like no face. And I was
you were webcamming with no face?
No face. I was like one of the, yeah.
I didn't know that.
It was totally anonymous.
And what name did you use? Just like
So it was a different name. So my username was blondeqt4u.
Okay.
And that's like.
Did you wear like a mask?
No,
or did you? You just
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And
you have no tattoos or anything. So no one
at
would
the
know.
time. I had one like lower back tattoo, but
no one
literally it was 2011 or so. The internet wasn't what it was today. It's like no one would fucking know that tattoo was mine. Like I never posted photos of that. You know what I mean? So yeah, and I started making really good money on there. And at the time, without my face,
that's so crazy. I know there's a few like there's a couple on Pornhub.
Yeah, like No Face Girl.
Yeah, and they managed to do all these scenes, and you don't see their face. Yeah, and when they go to events, they
that's my favorite. When they show up to events, they've always got the coolest masks on.
Yeah.
So how long did you do it with no face?
Not that long. It was probably like a week or two. It was probably
people
like
2 begging you to see your face. I bet people liked the mystery.
They did for
There's
sure.
There's not a lot of mystery in porn, you know.
No.
There's not a lot of mystery. So like
it's all out there.
The no face people, you know, the handful that there are. There's some mystery there.
Yes, exactly.
What's the new one? They're really hot. I actually masturbated to them on my own. What are they called? The Jelly Girls? Is that what they're? They're a lesbian couple, and they don't show their faces.
Yeah,
I met them. Though.
I'd like to.
I met them, and I saw their faces.
They're literally on my to-do list.
They're beautiful. Yeah,
which is something that I actually have.
Oh my god! Yeah, that would be exciting. You could bring back the no face.
Yeah. So, well, I don't know. At this point, I mean, I feel like fans would be pissed if I didn't show my face. Right? Like, what the fuck is this?
Is something wrong with the camera?
Yeah.
So no face. And then what made you decide to show the face?
Yeah. So at the time I had found like I was freelancing. So I was doing social consulting for like a social media company. And then they were not paying me on time. It was like a whole thing. I was like, fuck this. I resigned. And that's when I decided to do camming full time. And at that point, I was like, well, we're here now, so let's just show my face. And I started doing that. And like, I was like, well, there's truly no going back from what I've done now. So let's just go all in. So I just became a full-time MFC model. I did that for about a year. And then I saw that a lot of the girls were doing girl shows. And they were also shooting for companies like Twisties and like, you know, like, I want to say Penthouse, you know, like like Twisty's Treats, that kind of like light stuff. I was like, oh shit, I want to like do that. It helped like bring fans to my camming platform. So I've always had that mentality, like have a platform, bring fans to it, you know, even since day one. So I was like, and then leading up to, let me rewind a bit. Like I had always been intrigued by like the adult industry, like saw the Playboy mags, and I was like, 12. I don't even know. Like classic story. I feel like a lot of girls have the same story.
We were all born at age 18 though.
Yeah, 100% came out the womb 18 for sure. And yeah, from an early start in life, I had just kind of been like intrigued by, you know, like sex and sexuality. And I wasn't even like promiscuous. Not like there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying like that was not me. So I have no fucking clue where any of that came from. Like, I just don't know. But like in the back of my head, I was like, oh, that'd be cool if I got to do something like that. And then I kind of like ended up in that position. So anyways, I was like, oh, why don't I just do girl porn? Because I saw like the twisty shit. And so I literally Googled how to do porn. And then like,
oh, you did?
I literally Googled it. And so I found like a list of agencies. I'm like, cool. I found one agency I wanted to go sign with. So I end up going to Exotica, New Jersey. This is like 2013, 2012,
Wow.
probably 2013. So it was 2013. I literally run into Jesse Jones and Huggy and just randomly start talking to them. I'm like, yeah, like I'm a cam model. I want to do porn. This is the agency I want to go with. They're like, don't fucking sign with that guy. He's a pimp. You guys probably know exactly.
I know who you're talking
You know
about.
exactly.
Say less.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm like, okay, well, who do I go to? And Jesse's like, go to OC Modeling. Like, at least like they'll get you work. And they're like a legit. They're not gonna pimp you
They're
out.
a legitimate agency.
Yeah. So I contact OC, I send them my photos. They're like, can you come out? We like what we see. And then this was like 3 weeks later. It was like it all happened pretty quick. And then I flew myself out to LA in 2014.
Were you living in New York at that time? Or
Yeah, I was. Okay. I was in Westchester.
Oh.
So maybe it was longer, actually. I don't remember. Exotica might have been in October. So it was probably
it's
like
either
in the
October
spring
or
is when I
November.
went out to LA for the first time, I want to say.
And
then,
love.
And then I signed with OC in like late spring, early summer. And then all that summer I was back and forth just doing girl shoots. And then I was like, why am I still living in New York? Why don't I just live in LA? And then, you know, the girl stuff always starts like girl stuff. And then you realize quickly like what it entails. You're like, oh, this is like easy. I can do this. So I got my first 3 boy-girl scenes contracted with MindGeek.
Oh, okay.
And then
And that was that.
it was
from
that.
there,
Yeah,
That was that.
Here we
A
are.
star was born.
Who was your first penis on camera?
Van Wild. I selected him purposely because we were friends. Like, you know, I wasn't even doing guys at the time, but he was with OC and he would just come hang out and he took
nice guy.
He's so nice.
With a nice curvy penis. Just hits,
Shout out to Van.
hits all the right
We love
spots.
Van.
I
Shout out to
always
Van
every
Wild.
time I do a scene with him, I squirt. It's just like it's like a button.
Curves in the right way.
Yeah. I remember the last time I actually worked with him, the director, it was like for a company, and the director was like, Joanna, we have enough squirt. And I'm like, I can't help it. There's something with his penis, like wherever it goes. It's like, I don't know. Maybe it's
It's
just
like
me.
cooked in the right direction.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't know. Do you find that? I don't.
I mean, it hasn't not. I mean, but also we've only worked. I think we only worked together a few. Well, before I left LA, I worked with him for a handful of scenes for the OF.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
And
he's in the right profession for sure.
Right,
How a star is born, and how funny because you lived in New York, then LA, then back to New York, like me.
There's only a few cities that I could truly see myself living in. Let's be real. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like, I enjoy LA. I like New York.
Yeah.
What else is there?
How do we feel about
Miami's
Miami?
cool.
Yeah.
I've only been there. I've only hung out there once, so I honestly can't say it. We were talking about it the other day. I'd like to go down there and shoot.
Yeah,
but
we'll do it. We're gonna take a
a pretty good
vacation
scene down
sometime. Yeah, I'd say Miami is the Las Vegas of the East Coast.
that's the other city I really like is Las Vegas.
I do like Vegas.
It's a fun. It's you know what? It's like not as it's not pretentious like LA is. It's a lot of weird shit, but in a good way.
Yeah,
Vegas, yeah,
yeah, it's
one of
fun.
my faves.
Well, you're like a good girl.
Yeah, I try.
You're a good girl. You had a 9-to-5 job. You know.
no.
Wait, what's your master's degree in?
Business.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I have an MBA.
From which?
Oh, you have an MBA.
Well, it's fucking useless. Like, let's not.
That's not. Hey, you are a business person. You
Yeah,
run your own
I
brand
do, and I
you
am
kill
for
it.
sure. Although now they're just like they announced today, oh no, student loan forgiveness. I'm like, well, thank God for OnlyFans. What is everyone else doing?
Oh, so you are
don't
still
know.
literally paying off your student loans?
Well, I'm about to just wipe them all out. I was kind of waiting for like to see what the verdict was, but now I know, and I'm literally just about to wipe them all out, which is really nice and really
Right.
privileged. Like,
Most
I think
people
you-
don't get to
Exactly.
ever get to pay that shit off.
well,
so that's cool.
but that's kind of hot. I bet like people like it when they're jerking off to you. They're like, oh, I'm helping her pay for student loans.
Oh yeah.
They feel
Clear
good
that
about
debt,
themselves.
baby.
Maybe just keep saying it, even if it's not true. I think it's it's going to a good cause. It's going to a good cause.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what kind of stuff do you normally do now? I know when I've shot with you, we've done JOIs, done some girl stuff, anything fun you've done particularly lately?
I mean, I just do whatever. I'm just super creative. And so
you are very creative. I always see my brain all over the place.
Yeah, my brain's interesting.
You like to it seems like you really like to set your house up differently.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm a big proponent of the fact that your environment and even how you dress, it's such a reflection of who you are. And especially since working from home, you want it to be vibey.
Yeah.
Right.
You want it to be inspiring and vibey, if you got to spend time there.
Yeah.
Right.
And because we work in such a visual medium, it's
exactly.
It's you want it to look like your home, but it's curated a little bit.
Precisely. Yeah, you understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And in New York, it's more of a challenge to figure out how to shoot here.
Oh, yeah.
And what corners of the house. Do you have pets? Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's always the challenge. It's what am I going to do with my dog while I'm shooting? I mean, fortunately, a lot of times Aaron will switch off.
Duty.
If I'm doing a live show, Aaron will be with the dogs. But the funniest thing about mine is I always tend to have, a lot of fans that like me being dominant.
Oh, okay.
So I'm always at the computer being you're a bad boy. And then my dog will run upstairs or I'm like, oh, good boy. And then my dog runs upstairs. He's like, did somebody call me?
And I have to kind of take him sorry, buddy, that's not for you. Not for you. You are a good boy, but that ain't what we're doing here.
Yeah. So what do you do with your pets when you have to shoot?
So what are your secrets? I have a bunch of doors that close off. So I just put her I just close
and
the
they
door.
listen. A dog or a cat?
It's a dog.
Wow, and she listens.
Well, she has to.
She has
to. The door's closed. She's not going anywhere, so she's got to just chill for a bit.
I'll close the door sometimes, depending on how tired he is. He'll listen, but sometimes he'll just keep scratching at the door.
No, she doesn't scratch.
Yeah.
Although she did today, but I was
so we
doing something else.
Take him for a run. You had a funny thing happen with the dog the other day.
Oh, yeah. So a couple of nights ago, I was doing a live show on my OnlyFans, and Sailor, our puppy, boy dog, was sleeping kind of over in the corner for most of the show. And then at some point he heard a noise and he starts barking, and I get on my daddy voice with him, sit down. And all of a sudden a couple of girls are typing the live. They're like, I know you were saying that to the dog, but oh my God, I'm so wet right now. And I was like, yeah, I was literally telling my dog to sit down. But I realized that I use the same voice with my dog as I do when I'm in dominant mode of porn.
Yeah. And it works. It works. I tell the dog, I do so many things, and the dog won't listen to me, and Aaron will be like, stop. And he uses his dom voice.
And I'm like, you know what? I've literally said to girls in more BDSM porn, I've said sit down, and all of a sudden it's ooh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically I yelled at my dog and 3 girls came.
No one else in the world can fucking say that. There you go. That's crazy. A skill.
Crazy world we live in.
Yeah.
Me and Aaron have very different kinds of fans usually. I mean, a lot of times we have similar fans. We have people who are fans of both of us, but there's definitely people who are just his fans and just my fans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they're very different. I wonder where your fans would fall in the spectrum, because I feel like his are way over here and mine over here. When he's doing a live show, you hear, there's a lot of oh, happy birthday, Jamie. Oh, you look really pretty today.
It's pretty wholesome, actually. My fans are mostly
oh, yeah, thank you. I had a good day. It sounds like you could be talking to your family.
That's literally how I talk in my life.
Right.
And then,
or it's, they want, shut the fuck up and sit down, you dirty bitch.
That's rare.
It's one or the other.
That's rare. That's still rare. And if you do that, it's for a minute, and everyone's like, hee hee. And my shows are I'm sitting by the computer. I'm like, you filthy pig, get down on your fucking knees. I'm going to stick my fist in your asshole. And Aaron's like, happy birthday, Jamie. I've got a song for you. And I'm just like, call me mommy. I want you to cry, beg for me. Like, no one would even think we have the same job, you know? It's like we work in completely different offices.
Like on Zoom, working for a fucking company.
Yeah, like he could be working for a fucking greeting card company, you know? And I'm just like, people pay you for this? No, like nobody
Not
pays
as
me
much
to
as
do
you.
stuff like that. Yeah, well, it's a little more money.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh my God.
So
where are your
where on
fans
the
in this?
spectrum from happy birthday to
Fist in your ass.
I'm gonna piss in your mouth? Where do they fall? You know, on this scale.
So
I'm
the
gonna
the live shows are not.
or just in general.
So I definitely have a lot of like I definitely have a good amount of femdom fans because I do that stuff for sure.
And I bet it's so hot for you to do femdom because you look like the least likely person.
Oh,
to do it.
I go off.
I would pay.
I have it in me.
I would pay to see you.
It's like all my pent up like frustrations or anything. I'm like, I had some guy like on my Sex Panther app like maybe like a month ago, like on his hands and knees. God, what did he do? He was locked up in a chastity belt and he had the key to the chastity belt, but it was in a used condom that was tied and the key was in it and it was in a dog bowl. So he had to get to that with just his mouth.
Oh. Did he obey?
He was very obedient.
Yeah, I hope he kept it.
So he was a good boy.
Very good boy. And I just laugh at him and I'm like, you're a fucking piece of shit. Like your dick is this big. It is smaller than my little piggy. Like I can go off and it's a lot of fun. I really love it.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it. I've seen it. Like you're the type of person, you're like a sweet girl, but if somebody crosses you, like you can.
I'm a New Yorker, man.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. And it comes out.
just
like
good. You know, it's only when it's rightfully like, if someone's like doing me wrong or doing one of my friends wrong for sure. I'm not just like an angry person. I'm a pretty happy person.
Yeah, you are.
But yeah, stuff like that. But usually for my lives, it's more of like a generic fan base, like general, just like they like the big tits and the, all the
Just looking hot.
And like chilling. And when I'm in my chill mode, like we're fucking chilling. So I have just like a prize wheel. We're goofing off. I'm very goofy. We're just like laughing. It's just like it's kind of wholesome, but kind of sexy at the same time. People will like, if they spin the wheel, they hit like a boob flash. I'd be like, oh, here are my boobs. Oh my God. And just kind of like play it up, just like bubbly. But that's just how I am, like default.
You're like everyone's girlfriend.
Yeah,
Everyone's
you know what?
girlfriend.
Yeah, it's kind of like a girlfriend experience type thing.
I'm everyone's mommy.
I'll be there soon. Like, give me like a few years.
It's more because when I actually do, which I talked about before in a different episode, when I actually do stepmom scenarios, they're almost not believable. People like want me to be mommy more like a boss.
It's like I call it dommy.
Dommy mommy.
You're
Yes,
dominant and mommy. You're
totally.
dommy.
Totally.
Yeah, like they don't actually want me to role play as their mom. But if I do, I'm like a fucked up
You're
mom,
a bossy
stepmom.
Mom's hot friend.
Yeah. I'm mom's goth friend.
Mom's hot-
Fucked up mom.
Mom's hot goth
No,
friend.
mom's
Hot
goth
goth
best friend.
Oh, that's right.
I love
who
that.
was. Yeah, I was.
Joanna was trending
I was trending on Pornhub
for that line.
as mom's goth best friend.
I love that.
Yeah, it's really the proudest moment.
It's the legacy we're leaving.
It's a legacy.
behind.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna go with it.
Hey.
I'm every mother's goth best friend.
I love that.
Do you ever,
yeah.
Alex, do like the humiliation dick things, like where you just tell them how pathetic and
Pretty
Joanna?
much every other day.
Joanna showed me one on the way over here.
Well,
That was-
this brings me to a new bit we're going to do because sometimes they do that on podcasts, right? We're finding ourselves in the world of podcasts, and I had an idea. So you're going to be here today for the first time that we try this. And I know we were talking about how some fans want to be humiliated. Not everyone, some fans. When we do that, and they send a picture of their penis and they want us to take a look at that penis and talk shit to it and embarrass them. It's called an SPH. That's the shop term. That's the industry term. Small penis humiliation. We call it SPH. Nobody has time to say that whole thing. It's a very long word.
A mouthful.
Anyway, I put something out on my OnlyFans and I was like, hey, to all you guys, to all my sissies is what I call them or whatever, all my piggies, whatever. My little piggies.
Beta bitches.
Oink, oink.
Yeah. How would you like it if I did your like cock rating on the radio and I humiliated you in front of everyone,
for an audience.
for an audience? yeah, so, I figured if there was random people in the studio who wanted to weigh in on it, but I had somebody who was really excited about this.
Oh, so we got somebody.
Some
people.
And I think we're going to do it. Brian, I
Give
want
us
you to
the
weigh
dicks.
in on it too. This guy, his name.
So wait, do we all consent to sing
Yeah, do we all consent
some really
to sing?
weird
Is everyone
dicks?
out there?
Every single day of my
Yeah.
life. I mean, come on.
Should we?
You
Proceed.
don't know the things we've seen in
Yeah.
the studio.
Yeah. Everyone here is of age. All right, we call this is
Oh,
there was
my.
2 pictures, right? We call him. His name is Mr. Tiny. That's his name is Mr. Tiny.
Well, I can certainly see why.
Yeah.
Yep, looks about right.
Yeah. So he's apparently he's only 3 inches and
Hard. It says-
hard.
and
Yeah,
you-
and that's his dick
Wow.
hard. Yeah.
Unbelievable. It's
Mr.
like a-
Tiny.
See, he literally though he wrote in what appears to be Sharpie 3 inches hard.
Yeah.
Just to
Well, he
let
has
you
to be-
know.
Yeah, well, he has to
In
be
case there's
human-
any confusion.
Yeah, well, that's part of the yeah.
Oh, and we have
here's
another-
him.
another-
He tried to do his best with a little cock ring, which I don't even think they make cock rings that are small enough for
don't
this penis.
That's a
No.
hair
So
tie.
like I think it's a hair.
Yeah,
I
it's a hair
legitimately
tie.
think it's a hair tie around his balls, but like it kind of looks like a big pimple.
Oh my God.
And it's like I can't even tell. Is he circumcised? Is he uncircumcised? There's not even
I
like
No, there's no way to know.
there's no way to know because it's so small.
Where-
We
yeah.
can't even
Small.
see what it is. Brian, how do you feel about this penis?
Oh, we have another staff member here that's going to weigh in. This
Okay,
is
yeah.
Jorge.
Okay, what's your name?
Jorge.
I'm Jorge.
Hi, Jorge.
So
How do you feel about Mr. Tiny and his pathetic penis?
so pathetic.
I'm intrigued as to that his head is still covered.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm intrigued by it too. Like
understand.
literally, Mr. Tiny, I think this might actually be a medical defect, right?
Truly, a
Like she
science
should probably go get
experiment.
checked out, right? Like
100.
how can it be this small, right?
I've never
I
seen
mean,
anything
yeah, this
like
is very confusing to me.
Yeah. I
actually
mean,
kinda
you're
jealous
a
that it's
guy.
like this
You've
unique.
spent time in the locker room around, like, I get it. I'm, a porn star. I'm always around giant cocks. I'm sure you're around normal size cocks. I'm just gonna guess you have like a normal size cock. This is like abnormally small.
Yeah.
Oh my
Like this
God.
is not just compared
It's
to porn
so
standards,
tiny.
right?
You make
It's
assumptions.
so tiny.
Yeah.
No, that is not okay. I can't
Maybe you have a
unsee
huge
that.
cock.
I just can't get over the fact that he wrote with like a marker 3 inches hard on his 3-inch dick.
Oh my God.
Well, he wanted us to know.
I mean, it's kind of artistic.
It is kind of artistic.
Yeah, I
I'm going to have to say he might have a career as an artist,
Definitely not a porn star.
Yeah, definitely not a
probably.
porn star. Yeah, that was like maybe the size of a pinky. I mean, what do you
Maybe the
even
size of a pinky.
What do you even like? How do you even jerk that off?
Like this.
Like that?
Like that. Yeah.
Like with like a tweezer,
tiny
maybe?
violin.
Would you?
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, just like that.
What do you think
my
of
God.
it? You're a porn star with, you're an award-winning porn star with a big dick. What do you think of Mr. Tiny? Do you think he has any hope?
Honestly, I'm just picturing him holding out his little 3-inch dick, taking out a Sharpie, and being like, "I gotta let him know. I gotta let him know. Let's not. Let's make sure they know." It's the fact that he wrote his size on his dick is I can't get past it. That's
He's
really
Mr. Tiny 3-inch.
Yeah,
Mr. Tiny 3-inch cock.
You know what? Maybe he's fantastic at eating pussy.
Let's hope so.
Let's hope so.
For his sake.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, I mean, that's his only like saving grace.
Better get good with your hands in your mouth, Mr. Tiny.
Yeah.
A hair tie.
Can't do anything about that.
That was a nice attempt, though. Taking the hair tie, it was a nice attempt at trying to make it a little bit bigger, but it was very.
Instead,
maybe,
it looked like
I actually,
being
I
strangled.
mean, I think it was more like 1 inch. I don't even. I think 3 inches was kind of
3
bragging.
inches is over.
I think that was
He was
like
reaching a bit.
exaggerating it. Yeah.
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 That's okay. We all lie a little bit. On
Yeah,
my
sure.
so I have like a dick mold, made by Doc Johnson,
Mm-hmm.
and it says
Let's just look.
yeah, it's not that one.
Mr. Tiny.
Tiny. Oh my God.
It's hard, and I'm sorry, Mr. Tiny. I'm getting sidetracked. I'm sorry. I need to concentrate on the man with the big cock in the room.
Well, I'm just explaining how I cheated a little too. So it says 9. It says on the packaging it says 9-inch cock, and I'm like 8.5.
Sure.
And I got the call from the like Doc Johnson people when they were doing the packaging and marketing, and said, "Hey, so what are you known for?" I was like, I don't understand what that means. It's your size. Do your fans know you as a certain size? I said, "No, I don't think so." And they said, "Well, you're about 8.4 inches, but we can't do halvesies, you know." So they said, "Round down or round up." And I was like, "Has anyone ever rounded down before?" And they said, "No." And I was like, "You put that 9 on
What guy is ever gonna round down? I mean, shit, if I were a guy, I'd round up too.
Yeah, so
I will admit, I remember when we first started dating, I asked you for the size of your cock.
Like the inches.
Yeah, I asked you.
what did I say? I don't even remember.
You did. You said 8.5.
Yeah.
And you said it's 8.
Well, you can't lie to Joanna Angel.
Yeah.
And she was going to find out, you know.
It's gonna come out at some point. Might as well just.
Yeah, no sense to lie
I was
about
like,
it.
how big is it? I mean, I had already seen it at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you were underestimating. You're like,
Well,
I think it's a solid 6'7". I was like, I think it's bigger.
I'd rather set the bar low and then have you be
Let
pleasantly
people-
surprised.
Sure, I feel that.
Yeah. What do you think the perfect size is?
I don't know, honestly. I mean, not like Mr. Tiny's for sure. Not my type.
Definitely Mr.
Too
Tiny
small.
is the opposite. And I
Yeah.
don't think it was 3 inches.
I don't either. I
think
don't
it
buy
was-
that for a
yeah,
second,
I
but
think
nice
it was
try.
like 1.5.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, average.
You
I'm
rounded
cool.
up.
I'm so cool with average. You gotta just be able to know what. My biggest concern. Please know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just know
that
what
is
you're doing.
more important.
Yeah. If you know how to
know?
fuck, like I can deal with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for sure.
Yeah.
That's my answer.
I'm like porno average. Like, you know, there's guys with like 12-inch,
Yes.
13-inch dicks. And I'm over here chilling at the 8.5.
No, you're like porno good.
okay.
Like porno
Yeah, I
good.
wouldn't say average.
Like everyone is down to have me in the DP. Everyone's down to have me in their ass. Everyone's like, you know, like they're like, yeah, Aaron's, he's not.
You're not
the
porno
dick,
small.
It's not a threatening dick.
Right.
I think porno small is like 6 inches. That's like porno
That's about as small as you could.
Yeah.
be
That's
in
like
porn,
that's
I feel
like
like.
you could
Yeah.
just ride the ride, you know.
Totally.
Yeah.
a
And then
good
you
way to
have
put
you have
it.
to like make up for it. But there's been guys in porn with, you know, that do great scenes.
They've gone a long way with that
Yep.
6-inch.
and they get
dick.
more like they actually get more like creative in their scenes.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
It's always the guys with the biggest dicks that can just be like, all right, I'm just gonna
We're just
sit here and chill.
Well, I work very hard.
I know. I remember as a director, anytime I'd shoot someone with like a very, very, you know, with a 12-inch penis, I'd be like, it's amazing. Just as a director, I'm like, they could.
It's
from
good. It's good from every angle.
Yeah, I'm like they don't have
totally.
to.
It's visible from space.
Yeah, I'm like you
Totally.
can just see it anywhere. You know? So we don't have to like try to find the angle. It's
Get
just
the
it's
drone
there.
in the air, and they still can see. it.
Yeah, exactly. And then the guys with the 6 or 7, they'd have to like open up.
Right, different
They'd have to open up,
maneuvering.
yeah. Open up. That's what we do in the porn industry. Those
Open
who
up
don't
to the
know.
camera.
You gotta open up to the camera.
That's right.
That's why everybody's fucking.
Everybody fucks
to the
sideways.
side.
Yep.
Yeah, and then
That's why
sometimes-
my neck. I remember when I used to do boy girl, my fucking neck would always hurt because you're just looking. You know what I mean? Like I'd walk off and be like, oh my god.
And even when you're doing that, you can't even actually see like the guy
I
fucking. You're
can't
looking
see.
off into like
I'm
the
looking at
corner of their kitchen or some
Yeah,
shit.
I mean,
Yeah.
I still sometimes do that now, even girl, because it's like this.
The angles are so odd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like fans don't know we're sacrificing our necks sometimes, but it's for the greater good, and I will always be here for it, you know?
Got to get the shot.
Yes.
Gotta get the shot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
totally.
remember somebody when I first started. I remember being like, wait, because I wasn't used to it. You know, you're used to just like having sex and you're looking
Right.
directly at the other person, but you know. And I remember being like, where am I supposed to look? And someone said, you know what? Always look either at the dick
Yeah.
or at the camera.
Oh, that's like good.
And then unless somebody says specifically don't look at the camera. Which
Right.
So that's like a gonzo
or like
rule kind
look like kind of in the direction of the camera.
Right,
but
so they
not at
can
the
see
camera.
your
But they're like,
face.
you know what I mean? Because it's like, if you're in a scene, like it's always hot if you're just like, you know, but if you can't actually see the dick, most of the times you can always find it.
Sure.
It's a good thing to look
It's very
at,
easy
you
to
know?
find,
So
usually.
I have ADHD. It's good for me to know what I'm supposed to focus on.
Same,
And
I
I'm good
feel
at
you.
focusing on dicks.
Feel
You know?
Yeah.
No lie. No lie.
Yep.
Speaking of, do we have more to look at, or are we done with that?
I think Mr. Tiny is. We'll do a different one every week. Brian, how about we do some news today?
Well,
We've got some bad air quality.
we got bad air quality, but in local news, Aaron sent me
Oh
this
yeah.
picture.
Okay. So I have something. I was walking down the street in our neighborhood in beautiful Bushwick.
Oh, yeah.
And this sign was taped up to the light post, and I need some answers. So what I've deduced from it,
I saw that.
So let me just read. Let me read it first.
Okay.
So it says, "I'm matched for pet smell," is the title of this
We were
flyer.
talking about pets earlier.
And it says, "You heard me. I come to your home to get a tactile understanding."
Well, and why is that in
let me read it.
quotes?
Let me read
okay,
it. Hold on.
tactile understanding is in
Joanna,
quotes. I just need everyone to know that.
Joanna, let me just.
Tactile understanding.
Do you want to read it? Go ahead.
No, I'm not reading
Joanna.
it. No, you read it.
No.
I
read
just
it.
wanted
Go ahead and read it.
Look, some people might be listening to this on Spotify and they need to know there was air quotes.
Well, just take it down a notch. You heard me. I come to your home to get a, air quotes, tactile understanding. Is that better? Put your dog odor on file. Cat or weasel musk, whatever pet scent circulates. I will find a mate who prefers it. A mate for you. A fiend, and I don't know if that is supposed to be friend or if that's on purpose. It says a fiend with benefits. Attract. So it's attacked and attracted. Attract
oh
by
my
smell.
God.
No longer will it be a
Attracted.
problem when he comes or she slinks over unopposed. And then there's an email which I don't need to shout out because I don't.
Also,
wanna...
it's at Yahoo, so there's a big
so
red
there's a
flag
Yahoo
already.
email. And okay, so what I think what I think is happening here, and maybe you girls can help me, is so this person will come to your house, get your like pet's scent, and then match it with like a compatible.
Is this like an
pet
underground
or
dog breeding situation?
Is it compatible pet or compatible?
like person who
pet
likes the
person?
smell?
I
Like
think it's
almost like, okay, let me like get your dog smell, Alex, and then I'm gonna go find you a boyfriend who likes this dog's smell. That kind of a thing, because that's weird.
Is this a drug? I'm on drugs thing or a fetish thing?
I mean, we're in
I don't
Bushwick. It could be a little bit of both.
Probably both. And like,
I've
I
just
don't
been
get it
reading
at
it and
all.
rereading it.
Yeah,
and
it's like
rereading it.
every time I read it, it has a different meaning, and I find more spelling errors. You know, and like also like we're in New York, and if there's something that's really difficult to do in New York, it's find a printer.
true.
Like no one has a printer.
I have a printer at my house.
Well, you are really living the high life. You are a very responsible person. I mean, you went to school for marketing. You know, you have an MBA.
Well, did you went to school too, didn't you?
Yeah,
I don't know anyone with a printer, okay? And like there is like one place in Bushwick that has a printer, and there's always like 100 people there to use the printer. So somebody found their way to a printer. Okay?
Brian, what do you make of all this?
And they went out of, I'm just saying they went out of their way. It's laminated. They hung it up. Like somebody took time to do this.
I feel like if someone's going to do this, they're obviously very passionate about
They're very
this.
passionate about whatever this is.
I think that this is definitely a drug-induced, like, good idea that Buddy said. You know what I mean? Where they were just like, that would be a great idea. Yeah, let's do that.
And they're like, they typed
What are
it
you
out.
on though? Like 5 tabs of acid? Like you can't.
I don't even know what drug that is.
People like Percocets these days. Like, you could just probably pop a
there's-
lot of them and just
go
figure
off.
it out.
Yeah.
I do love that word, attracted.
Yeah, attracted is
Like attack and
attach and it was attracted like AT.
like it's an attack and it's an attraction
an
all
attack,
at the same
attack,
time.
attract.
Yeah.
I am
Like-
so concerned.
Is it somebody looking to like illegally breed animals or illegally breed people?
I feel like people. I feel
There's
like
a strong human element to it.
totally.
So what I'm saying is, should we email them? I think we should
We
email
should.
them.
Use a VPN.
Brian, why do you email? Well,
just
yeah,
in
we've got
case.
an email
Yeah,
here.
we'll
I
email them from the
we'll
show's
just let the
email.
psycho
We'll,
come
like-
to the yeah.
And be like, you're
They
famous.
can show up to the station.
Just as long as
Why
it's not
don't you
when
email
you're
them? Let's email them and be like, hey, I have a scent, a pet. I don't know. What do you?
I have a pet skunk. I have a pet.
I have a scent.
a pet llama.
What are they looking for exactly? I have.
Pet sense. Pet sense.
scent.
Pet sense.
I will set us up. I will try to set us up like a remote call. this week, so we don't have to bring them here. Just
They're
in
not going to
case.
come here. They're not gonna, okay. You could set up another email.
No. I'll use our email, but
yeah.
we'll set up like a Zoom call. And
A Zoom call.
We're gonna get to the bottom.
We're going to
of
have
it.
a meeting about this.
I really
yeah,
would
no, they're
love
not
to
coming
know.
into the studio.
No, I'm not gonna.
No.
What if it's like our next door neighbor?
I know.
It's probably
you
like the
stay away
least-
from my dog. I don't know what you're trying to do.
It's probably like the person who looks like it's like the grandma next door or something.
Right.
It's like
The one
someone
you'd
you would
least
never.
expect.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I gotta
the super.
burn that off my brain.
I know.
Do we have any like questions?
Yeah, we
or
do. We did have people
fan
message
things?
questions. How are we doing on time? Should we answer a question? We can answer one question, and then we do a haiku. It's like,
What's your thoughts on this? Would you consider yourselves athletes, and would you like to do this as a competitive sporting event?
so Sweden is making sex a competitive sport?
The
Okay.
European Sex Championships begin on June 8th. Wow. I don't know
What?
if you guys
What's
They
need
are
to-
so advanced over there.
Wow, I know.
I mean, isn't that just the same thing as the AVN Award? I mean, they're giving awards for sex. I mean,
Although,
how? What are they judging?
Yeah,
it
what's the
on?
criteria?
Like speed? like
speed, stamina.
I don't know if I'd want to do that like as a sport because I feel like it'd be much more like competitive. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
like
mean,
who
it's-
can bounce on this dick the
and
longest?
think of the
Is
sporting
that how it
injuries.
I
is?
mean, that's literally how it is.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we could.
So
I don't know how.
I think we're athletes, so I would
Yeah, we
consider all of us
completely
athletes 100%.
We're definitely athletes.
There's a
Yeah.
list of fields,
Okay.
including championship seduction.
Oh,
my God.
This is like a
Massage.
360.
I want to be a judge at this. Can I like
on.
enter
So-
to be a judge?
Massage of
someone-
various parts of the body.
Oh my God! This is
Massage of the
amazing.
erotic zones on the opponent's body.
opponent. I like how they call it opponent.
Because it's competitive, right?
So like if you get turned on, you're like, don't get turned on, don't get turned on. God damn it, I'm turned on. It's like
I don't know.
Oh,
I
shit.
honestly can't tell you
consent
what,
issues
the,
with that.
what the criteria for points
Okay.
are, but then we have prelude, oral sex, penetration, endurance.
This is amazing.
Appearance, pose, performance. Creativity in change of position, endurance and number of orgasms, artistic performance and exchange of postures, increased blood pressure and heart rate during competition, the most beautiful and difficult pose, and the most artistic communication.
I mean, this is honestly.
That is like 100.
But this
Like
is
a
not that
weird
far off
AVN.
from the awards.
No.
This
But
is
it's
not
like-
that far off. I mean, there were awards for, for like
Best
it would always be the
clothing.
most intricate sex scenes
Yeah.
that would win awards. Like
this is
like,
more
or
like
if you were gunning for an award, you'd always be like, all right, let's like. I remember trying to be like, let's just like start in one room and go to another room and then go outside and then another room. You were trying to just add things to
Yeah,
it to be
yeah.
eligible
Yeah.
for awards.
I don't
I mean,
know.
there was
this
no
sounds-
actual recipe that was a secret.
This sounds like
never.
I like it's a disaster, but I really want to be there to watch
But wait,
it.
it's in
Correct.
Sweden?
Yeah.
Let's go to Sweden.
Is it
It's in Sweden?
broadcast?
I really would like to
I mean,
be
then it's a fucking point. It's probably not broadcast.
I would
right?
really like to be a guest at this event.
Yeah, that would be interesting for sure. I'd
crack
be
open
down.
a nice
Also-
cold liquid death and just watch the
100%.
fucking.
I mean, also, everyone in Sweden is hot.
Yeah.
it's true.
Everyone.
It's true. It's a fact.
I was only there. I mean, what we were there for like
24
12
hours
Yeah,
in Stockholm. Once.
yeah, we were there for like a long layover. But other people have said the same thing.
Yeah.
Everyone is very tall.
That's what I've heard,
and very
too,
hot.
everyone there.
So the governing body is-
100%. Everyone knew I wasn't from there. I am.
stuck out. We
If
didn't-
there's an opposite of Sweden, it's me.
Yeah.
It's governed by the Swedish Sex Federation.
There is God. They are advanced. They are so advanced.
America needs to catch up.
Yeah, we are behind.
Wow. It's a beautiful country. It's very clean, right? There was like zero trash anywhere. Very beautiful people.
Sounds like they're
very
sex
expensive.
positive.
It's very expensive. Yeah, and I guess they're really good at sex.
I mean, geez, should we like move this week?
Yeah, you can't. They're not going to let us in. Right? They're not going to take us. It's very hard to move there.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's like
Yeah, you
damn near
have to have a lot of
impossible.
money.
No, I think they to get citizenship there, I think it's harder than anywhere else because they don't want
it's
they don't want the riffraff.
the most desirable place.
Right. But if you make it in there, from what I know, it's like you're taken care of. You've got everything. It's like they're just like, hey, welcome to Sweden. Here's, a house, car.
Really?
A wife. I don't know. I mean, not
I
that
think
far,
you're
but
basing that on no facts.
but I know the things are, a lot of things are paid for.
We had a great 24-hour moment in Sweden.
Yeah, we did.
It was like too weird of a time stretch to like check into a hotel, but it was long enough where we went out and just stayed up all night.
It was like 15
We wound
hours
up
or
in some underground like nightclub with all of our suitcases, and at 4 a.m, Joanna may or may not have allegedly peed on the Queen's like castle steps.
Yeah, well,
Oopsies.
we weren't going to have the day to see the sights. And I was like, I really want to see whatever. It was like a big castle.
We're drunkenly now
and I was like,
wandering
over
around
the bridge
old
is a
city.
castle.
Yeah.
We can like walk over the bridge. We can see the castle. I'll take a picture, and then like we'll call a car, to go to the airport. And then we walked over there, and I was like, I really have to pee. And I peed on the steps of the castle.
Probably. That's amazing.
I might have a photo somewhere, maybe allegedly of this event. But it was. And we went to the ice.
We went to the
bar.
ice
the bar made out of
bar.
ice in Sweden.
They have them everywhere.
have them
now.
But we went to like
I think it was like the one, the original
Yeah,
one.
That's sick.
It was cute. They give you these like kind of big puffer jackets,
Yeah.
and like
They
the
have that
cups
a
are
lot
made
of
out of
places
ice.
now.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I went to one of those, and I'm sure it
There's one
wasn't
in
as cool, but
Vegas.
there's one in New York that I went to when I was in my 20s when I used to go out all the time.
Yeah.
Well, we should all go out sometime.
we should
I
go
mean,
out
Well,
I'm
I was
always
supposed to come
asking
with you
her-
guys for Halloween to House of Yes, but I got fucking pink eye, and I was like, God damn it.
I know.
But I still
All
want
right,
to
we're
go
gonna
out.
make it out. I
Yeah.
try to get her to go to Pride.
Yeah, I'm the type. I'm
This
very.
summer, we're gonna
I'm
do
very
something
much
this summer.
for sure. I'm very much like a homebody, but like if I'm in the mood and if it's like it's a correct fit, I'm
Right.
down. If I commit to plans, I'll be there. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Unless I get pink eye.
She's home. She's home
fucking
masturbating.
pink eye.
She's home masturbating.
That's right.
That's
Always.
right. She's got a lot of masturbating to do. Well, that was really fun.
Haiku time.
Oh yeah, we have to make a haiku. That's what we do at
Okay.
the end of every episode.
Okay.
We make a haiku.
Which is
You're very
basically
smart. You should know what a
it's a
haiku is.
short poem
Yeah.
that has
Five.
5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. So 3 lines. We each get a line.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it could, we like to make it kind of about the episode, but it could really be
Yeah.
anything. I mean, you're supposed to, speak from the heart, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But, as our guest today, you should start it off.
5 syllables.
5 syllables. Yeah. I know. Every time I do one, I have to do that. And
I am in a chair.
wow.
Okay. Very zen.
That was
Very
good.
zen.
That was good.
All right, you have to do
Okay.
the 7 now.
Okay. I am in a chair. The scent of my pet smells good.
I am in a chair. The scent of my pet smells good. Sharpie on the dick. Boom.
That was good.
All
right.
I mean, it's really, Alex, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you?
Yes, onlyfans.com/Alix Lynx. Instagram and Twitter are at the Alix Lynx, and TikTok is at XOAlex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And I am at Joanna Angel on Instagram, on Twitter. And you can follow us on Twitter, Justthetipsxo. On Instagram, Justthetipsxo, right? You can email us, justthetipsxo@gmail.com if you have any questions, concerns.
You want to don't send us dick pics. Send those to Joanna's OnlyFans.
No, if you have a dick, if you have a pic, you want to be humiliated on the air, I guess you could send it to the email.
Please clearly label.
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly label.
Brian's just going to get an
yeah.
arsenal of dick emails.
Mr. Tiny, just, you suck.
Yeah. You can find me online at on Instagram and Twitter at @thesmallhands_, onlyfans.com/smallhands. You can find my music on Spotify and everywhere. Look up Soft Faith. And I'm DJing tonight at Home Sweet Home in the Lower East Side, so I got to get a move on.
Yeah, DJing. Yeah, one night you should come soon, DJ.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Thanks,
Yeah, this has
everybody.
been awesome.
Till
Thank you,
next
Alex.
time.
Always.
Thank you, Alex.